We're live. Hey guys, hey. This is your girl Evadne. How you doing? You notice how happy I am tonight? It's because Jamaica Carlos is here. How are you guys? Who is here getting this surprise? Just hit us up and let us know. I don't see anybody joining yet. Let me see who is here. Let me connect my thingy here. All right, 4 people are on. Hey guys, hey.
Well, family, let me share it.
Surprise!
I'm gonna share it.
Jamaica Carlos is here. Carlos?
Well, family, everything good.
Yeah.
Everything good, people.
Great. Yeah,
Nice
I
and
see
deep.
5 people here. So go ahead, guys, and
All right, 4 people are on. Hey guys.
wait, I'm getting a feedback. I don't know
No,
where.
worry yourself. That was me. You're good.
Oh, all right. So I see 5 eyes on 5 people, 7 people right now. So you guys just go ahead and share so that we can get other people in the house. This is not a scheduled broadcast. This is a surprise broadcast. I had to just grab Jamaica Carlos and drag him over here. You know, he's a big celebrity these days. He ain't got time for us. But, you know, when I asked him, he would always come over here and talk with his people because, you know, Carlos is for the people. So, welcome, Carlos. Welcome. It's been a while. How have
True.
you been?
Boy,
What you
me
been
all
up
right.
to?
Me not complain. Give God thanks. Give God all the glory. It could have been a
Uh-huh.
different story. So may I give
Right.
him all the praises, and me always glad to come over here, even though sometimes we're busy and we can't make it on this. I work for moving parts in our life and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
still try to find some time to come over here, come hang out with the people. And I know, so me and I have no beef if you know, so if I have stuff, so me I do my stuff and she I do her stuff, see we. I still love
Right.
occasionally we call each
Right.
other occasionally and talk. And sometimes we don't talk to each other a long time, take a long time before we even talk. But then we
Yeah.
talk as love. So not
Yeah.
change people. Call us to stay
Right.
with us busy and do different things. So what been going on with you, Ev?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm here, still in New York, looking to push out. It's getting cold. I'm not gonna do it this year at all. No. We ain't gonna do that this year. No cold.
Mm-hmm.
Um, looking to fly out to somewhere warm for the winter. Not
Mm-hmm.
sure where that is yet. Still thinking about it, but I know I don't want to do this winter here. Yeah, but still pushing out, trying to expand the Newmarket St. Elizabeth vibe, make it bigger and better, reaching
Mm-hmm.
more people, doing more diverse programs so that we can, serve the community even better. So that's
Mm-hmm.
kind of what I'm on right now. So I see we're in your thingy. How is that going? Your talk.
Yeah, I'm still going, but at this
Yeah.
moment I'm in California now, and my production office and everything is in Florida,
Florida.
and
Mhm.
I'll be going to Florida shortly, and I'm gonna take it to a whole another level. So I'll be have me alone can't do it, people. For those of you who order your stuff, I'm gonna take a bit long to send come and order stuff, and you know, me used to people take care of the stuff, and I go to Florida. I try to do it,
Mhm.
but me alone can't do it. So I'll be getting
Right.
help shortly, and
Uh-huh.
we're gonna text and overdrive. But everything is good. Everything is good.
Okay.
See,
Okay.
people
All
always love
right.
the taps them people. Don't forget people. You have to taps them. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So they could always reach out to you if they need it.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me see who is here. I see 15 people are here, but I'm not seeing anybody popping up in the chat yet. Can you guys just go ahead and let us know who is here? Just put a message or something there so we could see who is here, so we could dig you up. Carlos is gonna play some music for us, so just just listen up and tell us what you think about the song, right?
Yes,
Go ahead.
family. Yeah, man.
There must be a brother sleeper one more time.
People,
Big brother
enough things
sleeper
is
one
going
more
on now
time.
on
But
earth.
nobody stands.
Don't be divided.
This virus is dividing us. But I know that one day things must get better. This virus, yes, is destroying us. But I know that one day things must get better. Be your sister's keeper one more time. We must be your sister's keeper one more time. Be your sister's keeper one more time. But no one stands alone. Ah, be your brother's keeper one more time. We must be your brother's keeper one more time. Be your brother's keeper one more time. But nobody stands alone. No one 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 stands. No one is denied. This virus, yes, is dividing us. But I know that one day things must get better. This virus, yes, is destroying us. But I know that one day things must get better. So sad, so sad, so sad. See my brother.
Yeah,
Yes,
we're talking about, as your song rightly said, this thing is dividing us, causing a lot of problems.
So sad.
yes, F. Go ahead.
This thing is really dividing us, causing a lot of problems. Now I have eyes on Vinette Samuels and Juliet Wilson, Monica Jones. They said, "Big up yourself, Carlos. Good night, good night. A pure love, my friend." Yeah,
Good night,
so
family.
nice to have you guys joining us. So just keep commenting and share so that other people can comment. Yeah, Carlos. So this thing is really dividing us.
It
I
is.
was surprised to learn of how many people from our area we're losing because of what's going on with this thing. We can't say
For
the
real.
thing because people will flag us, but
Yeah.
people, you're just being asked to be careful, to be vigilant, to do everything you can to make
Yep.
sure that you're protected.
Yep.
Um, you know, what are your thoughts on this, Carlos?
Well, my thoughts on this are the same like your thoughts on F. We just be vigilant at that. Me tell people that all the time. They know my stand on this thing. Just stay safe. Whatever you guys been doing to stay safe, just continue to do it to stay safe because it's not
Yeah.
normal times right now. My hats off to anybody who have to go out there tonight now. Is like, especially when you have a certain job to do, nurses and
Mhm.
doctors and people up on the front line. All I know. Much
Mhm.
respect to you. Even a police officer who have to go out there now and encounter a man and call up a man to take him guard jail and all these things. It's still a rough time we live in now. And we don't see the end because we don't know what is gonna come next. We don't know if it's gonna be American our spirit. You understand me?
Okay.
So we don't know what's going on.
All
So,
right.
so people have to just be safe and live.
All
And
right.
condolences to everybody who passed and their
Zanika
sacrifice.
said Zanika said he's they're not hearing us. Is anybody else having the problem? Is everybody else hearing us? Can somebody else in the group just indicate if you're hearing us? We have Melissa Samuels here, Shanika, Colleen,
So sad.
Barbara. Someone say they can't hear, but I'm
It's,
hearing. I don't know. Maybe you have to log off and log in again.
anybody else?
Yeah. Who else is here? Somebody, can you tell us if you're hearing us? I'm hearing, said Barbara Career. Yeah. So, I, Carlos, I'm hearing an echo from you. I'm hearing that.
No, I'm not doing nothing on,
Okay, it's gone.
Yeah.
That one of the problem is that when people get this thing, they hide it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you feel that it's a shameful thing,
Mm-hmm.
and so you're hiding it, not speaking about it, not letting people know. So people in the community are of the impression that nobody's getting it
Mm-hmm.
because it's been hidden. And
That's
that's
true.
the worst thing that we could do because when nobody knows that this is going on, then they think it's peace and safety, right? They kind of think that everything is okay when it's not. So
That's
unless most of the time it's only when someone dies that people know that that person was sick or had the virus. Um, I would advise people, don't hide that. That's not something you brought on yourself. Don't hide it. And other people need to know that it's spreading among them, around them, so that they can do something about it and don't, try to do everything possible to not get it. When I had it, I never hid it from anybody that I had it. I spoke about it openly, right? Because that's not something that you hide.
Mm-mm.
You hide it and people think it's peace and safety and nothing is going on. So don't be ashamed. It's not something to be ashamed of. So if you have to get it, don't hide, because then your neighbor won't know to be careful. And other people who you might come in contact with, they won't know that they need to be careful and to do everything possible. They just think, oh, the community is okay, nobody's getting it. But that's not true. That's not
I think that
true.
is selfish, if you should ask me.
So yeah, guys, keep doing what you're doing. Keep on being vigilant. Look out for yourself, and protect your family. Vinette Samuel says, loud and clear, Carlos. It's Peggy. Big up yourself.
Manners family,
Melissa
manners.
Samuel says, I'm hearing. Right? All right. So, Carlos, we decided that we were going to come on here to talk about disability. This is
Mhm.
Disability Month in Jamaica, and we want to touch on that because we have to bring these things up and we have to talk about them because they're real issues, real issues affecting the entire Jamaica,
Mhm.
right? Is stuff we brush aside, but we need to have conversations about these matters. So after you play that song, we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about disability issues. And I want you guys in the group to tell me if you have anybody around you that suffers some kind of disability. What are the different type of disability that you know exist, so that we can recognize them? And some people don't know some of these disabilities. They will know what they are. So yeah, so just put it in the chat what kind of disabilities you know exist in Jamaica or in your own community, so we can talk about them. Go ahead, Carlos. You have the other song,
Yeah.
Carlos.
Wagwan family. All right. Doesn't really matter.
Carlos.
Can you hear me? Can you hear?
Carlos.
It doesn't really matter
I'm not hearing
who's
you,
wrong
bro.
or right.
Can you hear it? Can you hear? Can you hear me?
You hear me? Okay.
You me? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Now I'm hearing you.
Okay. I'm not touch nothing.
All
All
right.
right.
No. I had turned on the computer because I was getting a feedback.
All
But you
right.
go ahead.
It doesn't really matter who's wrong or right. Just give your thanks for the gift of life. Where are you caught up in a corner with no way out? Don't know where to turn. If you should run, the left or right. May not give up, may not give in, no, no. The road may be long and the hill may be rough. As long as the sun shines, I'll never give up. I'll never give in, no. So many temptation may come my way. I know I'll overcome. My God is real. My God is real. I walk through the valley in the shadow of death. No, I will fear no evil. My God is real. My God is real. He provides for the birds and the bee. I know he'll take care of me. Lord, hear my call. Without you, I will fall. Lord, please hear when I come. Without you, I'm nothing at all. Lord, hear my call. Without you, I will fall. Lord, please stay when I call. Without you, I'm nothing at all.
Big up God. Big up God.
It doesn't really matter who's wrong or right. Just give your thanks for the gift of life.
Yes.
Well, are you caught up in a corner with no way out? Don't know where to turn. If you should run, the left or right. May not give up. May not give it, no. No, no. The road may be long and the hill may be rough. As long as the sun shines, I never give up. I never give in, no. No, no. So maybe temptation may come my way. I know I'll overcome. He provided the clothes on my back and the roof over my head. Dear Lord, I know I don't deserve it, but you still provide my bread. Thank you for the traveling mercies in the car I drive. Many times I should be dead, no. Lord, I thank you, I thank you, I thank you, dear Lord, no, for every little thing. It doesn't really matter who's wrong or right. Just give your thanks for the gift of life. Well,
Yes, family.
All right, it doesn't really matter, right?
That's my favorite song. So you know we got to bust that.
It doesn't. Very, very positive tunes. The next time I said, no, no, no way, not give up. No, we're not giving up. We're not
No,
giving up. We
no,
can't give up.
never
We
give
have
up.
to hang in there,
That's
regardless
not
of
an
what's
option,
going
people.
on. We
Giving
can't
up
give
is
up.
not an option. I
Yes,
said today, I did a video, Ev, and I was telling the young people, say, them have more chance more than we. What I'm
yes,
seeing going on, not to stray from the conversation, what we see going on in Jamaica is a lot of youth seems that they want to give up when they have more opportunity than we coming into the game.
yeah,
Do you understand me? All right.
yeah. You have to grow that thick shell. You
Yes.
can't give up. You can't give up. You mean you can't quit. Quitting is not an option. You have to keep going. I just want to highlight something that Colleen said. She says that's so true because I know a specific taxi driver has it and was still running on the road. So this is she was commenting about having the virus and
Yeah.
still hiding it and exposing other people to it. So this is what I was saying before we did that little song. Do not be ashamed. It is not something to be ashamed of. So don't hide it. Let people know that you have it so they can be careful. Because when we
Yeah.
hide it, nobody know, and you put yourself out in public, what's going to happen? People are not aware so that they can't, do what they do, that double protection, they won't do it because they don't know that something is going on. So stop hiding that. It's not something that you cause on yourself. It can happen to anybody. And we have seen people in high places, low places, all kind of places getting this thing. So it's not something you need to be ashamed of. We hide
Hmm.
things a lot of the time because we're ashamed, you know?
That's true.
We shame so we don't want anybody to know, but that's not something to be ashamed of.
Well, like I said before, to me, it's selfish. Because me no
Yeah.
want to know some even have a cool and take it around with kids or take it around anybody. Me gonna make it know
Hmm.
say, brother, me have a cool, you know. You understand me?
Right.
So and so and so. So to me, it's a little bit selfish of nobody didn't look at it that way. It's highly selfish of you to have it and take it around people, even your own family and whoever, your
Hmm.
friends,
Hmm.
you have people close to you, and it's nothing to be ashamed of, people.
Yeah. So
You didn't
don't
cause it on yourself, you
don't be
know.
hiding that. Don't be hiding that. And
Serious.
we're heartbreak for the people that we've been getting reports from the area that died. It's really heartbreaking. But and some of them, they just get exposed whether it's because of their job or whatever. But if we keep hiding it, then people won't be as cautious as they need to be, because they won't realize it's right beside me, it's right next door to me. It's right here. You have this feeling that nothing is happening because you don't see anybody getting sick, but people are
That's
getting
true.
sick. They're just hiding it. So let's look out for each other. Um, so, like I mentioned before, we're going to be talking about disability because this is Disability Awareness Month in Jamaica. And so we want to highlight some disabilities that, in case some people don't even realize that some of these things are disabilities, that, they would know about it and be more mindful of how we treat people with some of these illnesses. So, Colleen says that there are lots of bipolar people living in Jamaica and they don't realize they do have it. And that's probably really true because I don't know a lot of people in Jamaica who talk about bipolar
Never heard about that until we come
illnesses.
America. So I can imagine how
And
much people we are walk and talk with every day.
yeah, and we probably would just say that them mad or them cuckoo or them elevator and go to the top floor or something. We would never know that they're bipolar because in a lot of cases they are not really diagnosed. And so that's one of the illnesses that might be there. So I was asking you guys to tell me about other disabilities that exist in your community or in the country at large that you need to pay attention to. Carlos, can you think of any right off the bat? Any kind of
well,
disability?
well, um, mental disability is one of the
Mhm.
biggest thing in Jamaica, right? Mental
Mhm.
health
Mhm.
problem. We have a mental health problem in Jamaica. That's one of the
Mhm.
biggest problem in Jamaica. And as a
Mhm.
youth, how we deal with mental health, that's one of the biggest disability, Remember, because that's the one we send you out on the road. The others might
Yeah.
cripple you up and they stay in a bed. You understand
Mhm.
me? Some form of
Mhm.
disability, you can be crippled up and you be, so mobile. But when you lose this, your ability to think and focus straight and right and proper,
Mhm.
you find yourself on road, end up in a trouble and people beat you up. So now, as a youth growing up in Jamaica, how we deal with somebody who get mad? As we see a man get mad on the road, a man say, how that call us a go like a mad man, From there, they see boy go like him mad, I too lick him
Yeah.
want, I too lick him
Ex-
want, or me want a girl. A girl he want, man, I want change. All them
yeah.
things there. They don't take it serious, say this man want help. And
Right.
another thing again, we don't listen to others' problem. If people have a
Right.
problem, because enough of we not too far from mad either. It's just because we have
True.
people to talk to, right? And people who listen to
True
us,
that.
right? So
True that.
sometimes all a man want is just for them to listen to problem. One of the biggest thing you can do to help a man who go through certain challenges, especially mental health, is to listen to them. Because it always started out, you know, there. When I listen to
Yes.
them, we say,
Yes.
run away like say, yo, every day you're coming out with the same argument. Yo, move for your son, going, yo, I'm tired of that, brother. Every day,
Yes.
yo, leg up for your son. We're tired of hearing the same thing over and over. Me have my own problem. And every day I talk about the same girl. Well, if look how long the girl left you. I'm mad, you're mad over
Mhm.
the girl. Yeah, that me
Mhm.
not mad over now, girl. You can't stand there. And people
Mhm.
look at it as simple as that. But it's more than that. It need to be handled differently in Jamaica, how
So
we handle mental health, people that suffer mental health
I know
challenges.
you were studying something with mental health or about mental health
Yeah, we
recently.
do a little
The,
study. We
the
still need to
same
go deeper.
scenario. Congratulations. The same scenario that you just described. How do you think somebody should treat that? You hear somebody come to you every day with the same story talking about the guy or the girl or them breaking their heart or what they did to them, and you can definitely see that the person is disturbed. How do you handle that?
Well,
This is not
sometimes
somebody who is going to therapist or doctor in any way.
sometimes your family can help you to cope with what you go through. Your family can help you, or even a group setting, All depends, some, maybe a church, you can, you need go talk to a counselor, or if it's too extreme, you ever get a psychiatrist, you ever get a doctor who can give you some medicine to get you back normal. All depends on the level where you're at. But it's like me say, it start at that. I don't think all of it's just, just start like that. A lot of it we see in Jamaica, in my experience as a youth, take away from the books now, what we study. When we grew up at Jamaica, we see mad people and just start get mad. When a man just start get mad at Jamaica, we call them mad people. When somebody just start to lose their mind in Jamaica, how them do it? They don't start walk a road and them mad and start look different and I beat no more their head nappy up, right? And I say, yo, Mr. Carlos out there and I look. I don't like when I look like him.
His head gone. His
head gone. Right? Mr. Carlos head gone. But nobody pay attention to Carlos head gone. Everybody avoid Carlos.
Right.
Some good family will go there. We see people who have family. When their family had gone, they will get a vehicle and go there. But you rope them up and bring them, go get help. I've seen that before. Yeah. That's a loving family. You have some family who no bother with you. And if you're violent,
your head gone, so you're gone.
It's another story. People avoid you. So, and the government must have, all right, let me tell you something. The government need to figure out how to deal with these people. The government don't have it. From your boy till now, when I say government don't have the system, the infrastructure to deal with this. May I tell you a simple story, what happened the other day. Not blaming the police, right? Coming to know what happened. But it does sound funny, right? There's a madman the other day, licked down a policeman in a plain clothes in Jamaica and killed a policeman, something like that, right? I'm sure people hear this story. The madman licked down the police dead. When the police come, the madman dead. Why the madman dead? The police them shot him. I don't know if the police them just come there angry because them co-worker dead, them squad dead by a madman who is nothing, and when they dead, nobody now gonna remember him anyway because madman in my trouble get rid of him every week because we can't bother. Too often in Jamaica, we can't too bother. When it comes to these people, all right, me tell you another story. The other day, there's another story just shortly after. A madman chop off, I think is his brother head or something like that, and burn it in a fire. Did you hear that in Jamaica?
No.
When the police come again, that madman dead.
Oh no.
So I'm not saying that the police were wrong and the madman did not lunge at them or attack them, but we have to start look at stuff different and approach these people with a different mindset. From your boy till now.
I saw something happen in Queens recently here in New York. It's a Caribbean national, and he's crazy, like, and he must have been threatening his mom, and his mom called the police, and he climbed out the attic window and went up in a tree. The tree hung over the house, like, and believe me, the whole community came out there and was like very vigilant. Because they're like, you ain't gonna kill this guy because he's not a violent person. He don't bother anybody. Just a little something happened in his home that upset him. And he decided to go up in the tree. So you ain't gonna kill him. And for days, they were camped out there with the police, the fire department, all of these people, looking at this man lying down in the tree. He was just relaxed, lying on one of the big branches in the tree. And people are like quarreling on the news, like, leave the man alone. He's from the Caribbean. He's used to being up in a tree. Why are you bothering him? He'll come down when he wants to. And, people were very vocal about it and were literally keeping their eyes on the police to see if they're going to use any kind of hostility to get him down, even though he was not, being violent or anything. Eventually, they had to change their tactics. They had to feed him because I think maybe about 2 days had passed and he didn't eat. They had to feed him. And when they fed him, he literally came down out of the tree and climbed back in the house through the window. And that was the end of that.
Wow.
So if we don't have people who are trained, if we don't have a system in place, because a lot of times police intervene in these incidents because the person goes off and they get a little violent or they threaten somebody and they call the police in, but they don't have the right person there to calm them down or whatever, and it ends up with them killing the sick person.
I don't think
But
police get trained in our police get trained in mental health first aid. Well,
right.
but there's a DC by the station close by where we're from there. Just
Mhm.
he's on the investigation. I don't know if the investigation is over, but last I heard that just recently him shot a person on unsound mind down a Baptist road. And the people are come out
Yeah.
and say the madman no do nothing, he walk with him piece of my shit, but he never chat nobody. And him not, these are the stories man I hear. The madman who walk with him piece of my shit, he not chat nobody, but the DC is the DC who shot him. I'm a virgin. So it is an investigation because I shot the madman. So the street attack and
Okay.
say the madman never give no trouble. So this is another third case of stuff like this where I wasn't there. I don't know if the police. I don't know how one, but I think from your boy till now, there's a pattern still. Because from your
Okay.
boy till now, I can name a bunch of madmen the police shoot. When police go for
Right.
madman, they are nothing. They are just a nuisance to society, and if them dead, nobody's gonna remember them. And that's how we treat
Right.
people on sound mind. You remember? That's how we treat
Okay.
them.
Yeah. So Colleen is saying, if look at Bunny from Bypass, he not man, he just did and need some help. I'm not sure who Bunny is, but it seems as if he recovered. If that's it, well, that's good. Sometimes they can be helped.
Yeah.
Sometimes they can go on medication and come back normal.
Yes,
There are
ma'am.
lots of people in
Yes, ma'am.
America who have mental disease, and they are doing their office work, working, running business, doing all
Working
kind of
with
things.
you
But
every day. Your boss probably have mental health problems. Your
yeah,
boss.
but they are on medication for it. But in Jamaica, we seem not to be so much up and up with the medication thing, because in a lot of cases, the person who is sick will say the medication will make them sleep. But I think they said that you have to try the doses until you find one that works properly. But then that person who is sick will kind of refuse. Like they take it two, three times and it makes them sleep, then they don't want it anymore. But it's to find a way to make sure they get it, because if they take the med, then most of the time they would act fairly normal. There are lots of people here who have mental health problems, and they are on meds for it, and they function as normal people in the society. So why, when our people get sick, they become outcast and like
Yeah.
just allowed to roam around?
In a Jamaica, we grew up as a man had gone in our term. The first thing the rope up and came to the hospital. And what me hear, so them do with them inject them. You see a
Mhm.
man come up big and fat, right? From where you till now, that's what we see.
Right.
Now, as I come America, my final says not everybody who is suffering having mental health problems need to be injected or medicated. Some people just
Mhm.
need a counselor.
Oh.
They just need someone to talk with.
Mhm.
You come
Mhm.
every week, so you feel this week. So tell me about your week. What happened? You just start download and somebody sit down there and listen to you nothing judgmentally. Come remember, if we can't find nobody to bring a problem to, everybody go to the
Right.
man and say, me know if you hear that, Carlos. Every week you come over with the same with the same old girl. About the idea, man, me have my own problem too. So whenever
Right.
counselor, that's your job to listen to your old girl problem.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
so
that's true.
not every time we're gonna need, not every case. Yeah, people just need somebody to talk to, man. Pay attention to them, man.
Yeah.
But we
I've
don't have
no
that type.
Carlos, I've known a young lady here. I know a young lady who she has mental health problems, and she's a nurse. She is a nurse, an RN, working as an RN, and she has health issues, but she gets medication. So she goes to job regularly. If she stops taking her medication, she will get sick. So
There are people in every field. What do you think depression is? Come on, we have them in every field, every field. Yes.
yeah. So that's not. I said this to say that's not the end of the road. You
No.
can get mental health problems, and as long as you're taking your meds, you can have a fairly normal life. Um, because that young lady, she's a nurse, and she's having her normal life. She's married, and she had gotten married after she got the breakdown, the big breakdown that put her in that state. She got married after that, and she and her husband are living together, living with this illness, learning how to control it, and she stays on her med and she has her job.
Look, in my culture, if you ever make the mistake and have a mental health, remember you not call it for yourself, but that was a mistake you make. But in my culture, if you ever make the mistake, as I say, your head gone,
You get
people,
crazy.
in a left you, even if it's just one moment, even if it's one day, even if you just lose it for one day and by tomorrow you come
Yeah,
back.
you have that
People at
breakdown.
Jamaica, they brand new, a mad boy that say a mad boy, a mad girl that yo, a mad girl you talk to, boy, I idiot, yeah, man. All them little thing there, them
Oh
brand new.
yeah, yeah.
So
Good
like
night.
we said, we
Good
need education. We need to
education.
educate. We educate ourselves as a people and
Right.
have this kind of discussion, so we can have a
Sister
more better
Millie.
understanding.
Yeah. Sister Millie says good night. Magic Allen is here. She said good night. Um,
Right, family.
Colleen says, Carlos, you don't know Bonnie, Mr. Gale, wife's son.
It's a game. You know everybody around there now.
Mr. Gale, wife's son.
Me know everybody used to be. Me know everybody, man. We
Colette
must know everybody.
says, good night to you all. New Jersey watching blessings and love. All right. So, what kind of other disability we have among us? What about
Um,
learning disabilities? Right? A lot of time when the kids are not doing what they're supposed to do in school, and you're beating them and you're doing all
Lord
sorts of
God.
things with them, a lot of the time it's learning disability, right? And if they're placed in the right environment, they will learn.
That's
And a
true.
don't say don't, it's sick them
Mhm,
sick,
mhm.
right? So if
Mike.
if if you're a little patient and they have the right tutoring along with some patience, they will learn. What do you know about that, Carlos?
Well, I know a lot about that because Lexi was a slow learner. My daughter Lexi,
Uh-huh.
she's 11, right?
Mhm.
She was a slow learner. Carlos, he learned before, Carlos way ahead in reading and all these things and maths before Lexi. So Lexi never
Mhm.
put in extra work, teach her to read and all them things. They're harder than Carlos. But no, now I know that once you put it in, it's not nothing wrong with the kid.
Mhm.
Once you put it in, the kids will get it. Right now, Lexi just yesterday Lex was telling me, so that I came fourth the 4 week in a row. I came number one in my class in English.
Wow.
Think about that. My
Very
daughter, number one in
good.
her class. The English. So me I reason with somebody and I say, you know what? My daughter, she a late starter, She late me have
Mhm.
videos on my phone, she lay down in her bed, right? And me
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
teach her to read and she right beside me, I know she a big girl, and she understand that. One more thing again about that, I want to add to that. When Lex was going to school, she was busybody.
Mhm.
Busybody. Lexi stop that. She can't touch other stuff. Lexi stop that. She can't touch other stuff. So she's going to school now. The teacher told her mama to get her diagnosed like she have some disability. Do you
Mhm.
understand? See,
Yeah.
you understand what I say? She have a learning disability. She not learn like she have ADHD or whatever you
Mhm.
want to call it, right?
Or
So
dyslexia.
yeah, whatever to make she can learn because Lexi was busybody. So she wanted the mother to get her diagnosed. So my daughter, my doctor might decide they want to put her on some medication. But
Mhm.
me and her mother say, yeah, man, nothing wrong with
No.
that. Nothing like that.
No.
But right now, Lexi calm like Lexi in her room, you don't even know so she did it. Look at my daughter now.
Okay. It's not
Look at my
giving any
daughter. When
problem.
they follow them and give my daughter some medication and all this nonsense.
Right. Right. So
You know?
there's also blindness is a form of disability. And how do we treat the blind? Do we have blind people in Newmarket?
Yes, man.
How do we
Yes,
treat the
man.
blind? Do we allow them to roam around? Oh yeah, we do. I heard about a gentleman in Kilmarnock who is a farmer. He's a blind farmer.
Yeah, man.
I don't know if there are other people there who are totally blind apart from that gentleman. But how do we treat the blind? Do we assist them when we see them, struggling to cross the street or to do something? Do we assist?
No, man,
Or
because blind man better know better than that a Jamaica. Now come and road them to learn the ropes. Yeah, man, really, because Jamaica tough, Every
Yeah.
blind man in Jamaica know that don't come out unless you have somebody to help you walk. You know, when people just start.
It's rough. In America, they can navigate and take the train by themselves and do a lot of things by
No,
themselves. But
hold on,
in
no.
Jamaica, it's
Hold
rough.
on the end. One blind man up a kill man up, me know him. You see the
That
youth
must
that
be the
is
one I'm talking
no,
about.
no, you see the blind man up a kill man on that you see now is farming.
Uh-huh.
He's doing the farming.
Yeah, man. I heard
His
about
sister,
him.
yes, his sister have a child for me, you know. We have a beautiful
Oh,
daughter, my sister. My brethren, daylight. Nah, man.
okay. Okay.
Yes, for real. My daughter beautiful. So,
Yeah.
so because I'm a brethren, I'm used to go check him. So that's
Yeah,
how
I
we
heard
get
a lot of people
entangled
talking
up.
about.
That's how we get entangled with his sister. So for him father a blind man. Now, me
Yeah,
talk
I
about the
heard a
same man
lot
that
of
we see
people
funny.
talking
His
about,
father's a blind man.
we should bring him on this program.
Yes. So this man
Because
used to walk from Kilman, go all the way to Newmarket every Wednesday. Everybody
yeah.
know him. By himself.
Wow.
Look at
Wow.
Kilman there.
That's far.
To Louisville.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Walk up there and walk home. So every blind man know what Jamaica say. Them now come a road unless they know the ropes. And them now have no cane and nobody no teach them, not them get a piece of stick and then gone.
Yeah.
Rough on them.
Okay. Um, yeah, so when we see people who are blind or, partially blind, we should assist them in whatever way we can. We're going back. Colleen said that she has a family member who could not read until they get here to the US. So, tell me, Colleen, when the person got here to the US, what did they do to get that person to read? What was different? Why that person couldn't learn to read in Jamaica at any point, but when they came to America, they could learn to read. Type it in the chat. Let me know what did they do with that person that would allow them to read. Um, and it goes back to one of the passion that we want to have a reading center there in Jamaica. I know we have a reading center at the high school at Louisville, but we want to have one in Newmarket town itself that caters to people who are especially adults and kids who have a problem with reading. But I'd really like to see a lot of adults who still cannot read go inside that center and sit down and use technology to teach them to read. Because everybody loves phone, everybody loves technology. There are lots of programs on the phone or on the tablet that can teach them to read. So that's something I really look forward to. Pauline, I want you to tell me what was different, why that person learned to read here and couldn't learn to read in Jamaica. All right,
Mister,
so we spoke up.
we just gotta bring that up, you know. Come and say enough man left Jamaica and don't like I want to cup and they can't read, you know. Come back to Jamaica talk intelligent. Say, boy, you couldn't read that class. A backbench in the day. When Ken come back for that big reader. So we don't know. You
She
know.
said they didn't know that it was important for education at the time. So it seemed to me then it's a matter of the person didn't feel that it was a requirement, but when they came into a big country like this, where you need to be able to read to do almost anything and everything, then they had to learn. They had to swallow their pride and get it done because
Here
they're
education is start differently, Ev.
yeah.
Them dealing with totally different here. It's just different. It's even whatever this learning disability you have, there's a tool them have here to help you. If I have the yellow bus, them
Mm.
dealing with different.
All right.
For real.
So so
You
what
gonna
other
learn.
disability? What other disability? Hearing impaired. Um, with us, I know we have people around who are hearing impaired. We grew up with them. We grew up with at least maybe three or so at a time when we were kids, Carlos.
Mm-hmm.
Females, and I think one female, one male.
Mm-hmm.
There were more, but those were the ones. Some of them were totally deaf.
Mm-hmm.
No, it is not proper anymore to refer to people as mute, and it is not proper to refer to these people as that they're dumb. We used to call dummy. We used to call them dummy when they
Yeah.
couldn't when
Yeah.
they couldn't communicate the same way that we do, because they do communicate. And we have someone there in New Market right now who is a guy. And
Don't make
when
something
I
that big snitch, man. That
when I go there, I could have any conversation with him because he understands what I'm saying and I understand what he said. He doesn't speak, but we could have big conversation. He tells me all kinds of stuff when I go there because I understand. He doesn't know formal sign language, but because I've known him for so long, we develop our own way of saying certain words. So I can communicate with him and he will tell me stuff and I will tell him stuff and he understands. So it's not that they can't communicate. They don't communicate through speaking, but they do communicate. So they said it is not correct anymore to say that they're dumb or that or call them deaf. I mean mute, because most of the time it's because they're deaf why they can't speak. I had a teacher here once who taught me sign language who was deaf, and he was a teacher, and he also taught people to drive. He was a driving instructor, and he was working at the university as a lecturer to teach sign language. So it's just how we deal with disability in different places. He
yeah.
was living a very normal life, teaching in college, driving instructor, and he couldn't hear anything. He would just blah 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 and do his stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
No,
So
no, remember my next kind of disability, cripple. There's a lot of paraplegic we have in Jamaica in a bed in a F.
I we call them cripple.
We call them cripple, right? That's what
Yeah.
Jamaican call them, cripple in a bed. But there's a lot of people have some paraplegic family members in Jamaica who them don't take out. A lot of time
Yeah.
because they're ashamed of them. So you wouldn't see them take them to the fair or the function, the Christmas function, the grand market, out town. Because you don't, because,
You're
and sometimes
shame.
it's
The
not to
shame.
them. Hmm?
Sometimes it's the shame. Sometimes it's the shame. They don't want
Yeah, you're
to
embarrassed.
take them out
They're
of the
ashamed
house.
of them, their own family. And what more to tell people right here, I've seen people like those going to college over here. Going to college. But is as we show you, it's different. They have different resources. People can afford it to put them family member in one a wheelchair with a motor. I've seen people going to college, just
Uh-huh.
pressing button, and real paraplegic. But them going to
Yeah.
school and have education like anybody else. You
Yeah.
understand?
And should we not encourage the community that where you have someone at home who cannot walk properly or cannot walk at all and nothing else is wrong with them, why don't we try to raise funds or something to get money for them to get a wheelchair
Yeah, man.
so that
Come
they
out, man.
can come out?
Yes, man.
Because
I've
because
seen
you're
that.
in a wheelchair doesn't mean that your life is over. Colleen said my sister lost her two legs and she didn't believe that she had a disability. Of course,
See
they
that?
they they have working brain, and um a lot of times those people here they would get pregnant and they would have baby and they would do all kind of things just the same as long as they're able to. So because you
Man,
have that kind of disability does not mean your life is over.
man, I've seen so many people here, man, all over this place, man, wiping them disabled child mouth and pushing them in a wheelchair. Do you hear me, people? Them try with them, you the friend them take them to the fear and all this stuff. Them disabled child who them know them try to put them on a ride. Them try to make them
Right.
live normal life, even though they're disabled. There's a lot of disabled kids. You can't tell them that they're disabled. Look, I was watching the basketball today with this guy with one hand, this white dude with one hand.
Right.
You can't go around him. He's in a star team. One hand him have, and the guy that with two hand can't test him. So some disability. Come on, family. You know,
Yeah, and
look at the difference.
there are some times when these these disabilities these disabilities did this girl come in here come write about Bitcoin?
Yeah, me
Seriously?
see it. Me just see it pop up.
Okay. Probably never
you're,
heard about Evadne.
you're black and delete.
Um so yeah. So I've seen people here with people who have disabilities and they drive. They still drive.
Oh yes.
So
Oh yes.
so yeah,
Me
they
see this
they.
van one day. Me see this van that didn't have no steering wheel in it. It's the first time I've seen one van like that. It's a white van, right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
the man go through the side door. Him have him ramp. He's on a wheelchair, one of electric wheelchair, no legs, right? The man go in van, and there are some little legs, and he crawl up in it, and there's no seat in the back of the van, and there's somewhere to secure I think the wheelchair become his seat, something like that in the van, right? And it sat there, the steering, it didn't have the steering wheel, it had levers.
Mhm.
That man roll up out of there.
Right.
Yes,
And
I
sometimes
saw it with my own
they have
eyes.
like a joy wheel. That's what they
Yeah,
use to
like a,
steer
lever,
something that is
lever. You know what I
remote.
said?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
drive it now, him
Yeah.
gone.
Right. Junior Barrett says lack of infrastructure in Jamaica as country, as Courtney says earlier, no wheelchair ramps at
Oh,
buildings and so on. That's true. No
let me talk about
provision is
that.
made.
That's an
Mhm.
infrastructure problem. I'm talk that that's how we. These are stuff that we government need to do. You see, that's why some people when we look out on social media, some people say everything I blame the government, but things like this right here, and the government have to see it and start help the people and bring them from the dark to the light. You understand me?
Mhm.
Let me tell you what
Mhm.
happened in California. Years ago in California, several years ago, people, disabled people were in a wheelchair. There was one certain man, a disabled man, went around Sacramento and sue all the business places who did not have a disabled
Ramp.
a bathroom that is accessible to disabled people. Your bathroom.
Okay.
So
Okay.
sometimes they will have two stalls, but it's so small they're not thinking about the man in the wheelchair. So you know what that
Mhm.
one man do? One man, sue them. Sue a lot
Okay.
of business places in Sacramento, all over the place. Everybody do. Who have two bathrooms that's closed up, them knock it out and have one big bathroom so me and you can use and the wheelchair man can use it too. They start make
Oh,
ramps and everything.
okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, they're pretty vigilant about that in New York too.
Them sue.
Accessibility for people with disability. Yeah. So
But we have no
we
sidewalk to facilitate a man. All right. Say a man in New Market get a wheelchair. Where am I driving? Where am I going? Wait, tell the truth. Anyone in Jamaica, say a man get a look at electric wheelchair. Him living in your community. Where the sidewalk for him? Where am I go?
stop it.
Where them a carry
Stop.
on him a bike and
Hey,
and
hey,
will
hey.
kill him?
Stop talk. Sidewalk out to Cargate and from Cargate go on to Adventist Church. You didn't know that?
That's it.
You didn't
Hey,
know
it look hard, but I like it.
that? Sidewalk road there, so you stop chat. I know a girl from the community that has a disabled boy, and every time she goes out to work, she would bring him on her back. He can't walk, talk, or see. He's blind, and even and everywhere she goes, she brings him as she has no one to leave him with. Oh my God, that is so sad.
Man, people abuse your kids that is normal, but it's your kid that is disabled. She don't have no wheelchair and all these things. So even if she have a wheelchair, I know for these
No,
roads, what she go push it on?
she don't have anywhere to put him. To no one anyone to stay with him when she goes out. So she has to take him on her back.
Wow.
Um, that's serious.
But she's doing the best thing. Me no wrong her tough, but she do the best thing when I live with somebody. Me know it
Yeah,
rough.
but she needs a wheelchair though.
That's true.
Carrying carrying that must be a grown kid and carrying him on her back. Oh
That's
God.
hard. That's hard, F. That's
How
hard.
long is she gonna be able to do that for?
So as it get bigger and bigger.
Wow. Where is this person living, Vinette? Oh man, that's sad. Where's that person living, Vinette? Um, who this one come back about cryptocurrency? All right. Um, okay. when someone comes into your conversation, when you're trying to talk about something serious, to post about cryptocurrency and other things that don't concern what you're talking about, it just shows the disrespect.
They're fishing enough. They don't know it, they
No,
don't
but
care, no bit. They don't care,
it's
there's a
one
password.
it's one thing when you post the thing already and then they do it, but it's a completely other thing while you're talking. They come inside disturbing your conversation or your flow of conversation to talk about something completely different from what you are talking about. That's very rude and disrespectful. I don't know who teach them to do this thing, but it's very rude. And I don't tolerate it at all. People in Canada have disability and they live by themselves, go to work, shop, etc. Government just send shower personnel and light homekeeping. Yeah, but
See, they have access to
this
all the help. See, Jamaican
government
people don't
send.
have that. Jamaican people don't have that. If you get a little cut off, you don't go to there. Nobody now can look for you. I want piece of stick you have to cut off a tree and hop, go up a road if you got a doctor or get a medication. We know
And
Jamaica State. Nobody now gonna look for you. You don't got time to go look for you when it's time to vote. They will find everybody who crippling a bed.
and and have to carry them on the
What you
back,
talk?
or a few people have to join their hands together and put the person to sit on their hand. You know that, Carlos. You
Yes,
swing the arm over your head,
yes,
both person's
yes.
head, and then you put your arm out to form something for them to sit on to move them from point A to point B. When are we gonna get past this kind of living?
Me say, man, I'm tired of poor people are begging and because like we never move past these stuff like we're the worst on the earth. Me know people, Ev, a Jamaica, who just maybe have a little strokes, right? People might get a little strokes or you might get a little accident and you can't walk too good. But you have a stick or try a hop with, a hat up the leg where you're supposed to fix. Now, if you have a walker, a simple walker, think about a walker that help you to straighten your leg back again and get back your mobility. A walker. How many people in Jamaica have a walker where we really need a walker today? Walking around a piece of stick. Walker to help you walk back. So you see, if we don't have these a simple thing like a piece of walker, a piece of
Yeah.
aluminum thing there, you people cripple up and they make you worse. You understand me?
Did Vinette answer? Because I see somebody asking where is Flint Valley, Jamaica. Did Vinette say the person was in Flint Valley? No,
Flint
he's
Valley
about.
Rockside, we're somewhere
Oh
around that way.
no, he's about 10. No, seriously, she's from Flint Valley. Okay, so that's right in our area. Right in. Does anybody know a wheelchair that they can even a used wheelchair that they can access? I just came on. The program seems very interesting tonight. That's Carol Clark. Keep up the good job, my dear. We could take some down, but they charge so much tariff.
Mhm.
Um,
That's our problem. That's our problem, Eve. That's our problem.
Lolo,
Our
Lolo, if you're
problem.
taking out the wheelchair, sit in the wheelchair. We can't charge you for it.
Hey,
Come
you
on,
like every
Lolo.
time you go play sick, I'm gonna.
Come on, Lolo. You know how to do this. You taking down the wheelchair. You're sitting it. That's your wheelchair. when you
Hey,
when you pack it at the airport and send it on and ask for wheelchair service, and when you come in customs, you're still in the wheelchair. So when that piece of item come up, you say that's my wheelchair. Open it and sit in it.
roll
They
off.
can't charge you for it. It's your wheelchair.
Roll off, go to sit down and wait for your taxi out there.
They're taxing us for things that they're not supposed to be taxing us for.
That's
You're
real
trying to
talk and
help
it's holding
people
back a
and
lot of people.
you're trying to help people and you have to be paying so much money to give away stuff to people to help them. People that can't afford to get stuff like that in the country. Come on.
People
Um.
don't bother for that.
Oh, she was talking about walkers. She said she could get walkers, but taking them down is a lot. We did that with wheelchairs before. All right. So if anybody know any wheelchair that they could donate, or how we could get a wheelchair. I don't even know what's the price of a wheelchair that we could get for this kid because to
Several times
me,
people tell me that they're wheelchair walk and all this medical supply, but to send them to Jamaica is a whole nother thing. You want to do all these good things, but sending to Jamaica is another thing. That's why sometimes we come on social media and make up nice and lick up all pan and make all type of nice, because them little thing, people there at Jamaica, want to help, and some if they may walk, me there a Friday may walk, I see two aluminum crush stick appear, aluminum crush stick a roadside. That's brand new. If you ever take a guy to Jamaica, we just pick them up and wipe them off a yard and I say them, There's somebody that walk on the tick right now on a hop. We need them crutches.
yeah, I'm thinking about this lady with this taking the child on her back. How long can she do that? She will soon get injured and therefore can't help this child.
Yo, nobody no care. And what people think I look on her out there and the people say, boy, that woman that's boy rough on a woman, that's all they boy rough on a woman, But if we were coming up as a community and put together, wouldn't have them people in the neighborhood, As rough as it is, the community would come together and make sure say this lady, these are the things we must start pay attention. Even at Jamaica. Can I believe that Jamaica are broke? Can I man believe that Jamaica poor and pauperized? So cool man, enough of them are live better than we are foreign. So speak the truth. So we as a community, we know so that lady I walk out that we have to start learn to be our brothers keepers too. We grew up in a time where, we wasn't like that family. We was closer, but it wasn't like that. We have enough of them people in a bed, and people know so them get help, and those who could have helped, them did not help them.
Wow. While we ponder on this about this child and the mother who has to be taking the child on the back, it's one thing for her to be taking the child everywhere she goes because she obviously don't have anybody who will take care of the child. But to take the child on her back, St. Valley is hill.
Read what Correlata is.
Hill and then
Ministry.
valley. It's hill and then valley. That's why they call it Flint Valley.
Flint Valley.
Go down a valley. So how do you take a child on your back down there? You know what I mean?
But may I say,
That's hard.
we need to check out this lady's status, right? Because if this lady we spend, because somebody I say somebody Correlata Nelson, read what them say, Ev, right?
This person said, I'm a Jamaican. I work till I guess she said she had a disability. I'm living great life. My new wheelchair is 9,000 Canadian. I get therapy, free medication, free dentist, free. I get 3,600 Canadian monthly. Disability in Canada is 4, and race same service. I guess she's saying in Canada they treat you well when you have disability because she's getting $3,600 and everything else that comes with it, medication. Because the medical thing in Canada is pretty good. Yeah, so you're in a country where you're treated good. They have is it Bob Marley that says some will run, but what about those who can't run?
Buju Banton.
Yeah. Oh, it's Buju.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, what about those who can't go to Canada? What about those who can't go to America? We still have to look out for them because I'm sure this young lady, if she could do better, or this mother, she would do better. She wouldn't be hopping that child onto her back.
Or she now over here should have to have a car. Over here should have to have a right to take car, but
or she would have aid. She would have an aid to come and stay with the
coming
child.
to her house, nurse coming to her house.
Or a school where they pick up the child with a bus and drop off the child.
Yes.
Okay,
special service.
Binet says that he can talk, but he can't see or walk.
Parents get help with disability with disabled kid because as a disabled child, it kind of hold back the parents, and parents need help. So government do that over here.
Okay, Donna Smith says a wheelchair in Canada costs so much. True. I guarantee you guys that maybe if you go on Facebook Marketplace, type in wheelchair, you might find second-hand wheelchair for little or nothing. That we could probably purchase. That's almost everything you could get on Marketplace. because
That's
sometimes
true.
they're free. So just look on Facebook Marketplace in whatever area you live in. You may be able to identify stuff that is used or even new or slightly used that we could get and send. Um, all right,
Well, they have low
all
income
right.
assistance.
What kind
Low
of
income.
other Yeah, you were saying something, Carla?
They say yeah, low income people over here, get assistance to get
Mm-hmm.
the wheelchair, the government fund all that. People get help, at these places. I wish one day, me know say some people say Jamaica a third world country, but we adapt so much from the first world countries. So I think we need to start adapt some of these things that can help the
Some of the
people. We need to start,
social aspects.
yeah, man, and we need to adapt some of this stuff here so people can get help from the government and them look for the people them. It's not like we don't have the money. It's just them to just pay more attention to the people family. You
I
understand me?
hear so many times people asking Carlos, who is the social worker for Newmarket? How many? I think they only have one.
Me
You
never hear
don't
about no
know who
social
that
worker in
is.
Jamaica. Where the social services office there?
No, they have social worker. They
Where the
do.
office there? Where's the
But
office?
that person is servicing thousands of people.
One social worker in the market?
Yeah. Fitzroy Jones, good night. Can somebody correct that? Can you tell me if there's more than one social worker? I'm pretty sure I heard it's one social worker. So if it's more than one, just hop on here and type it in the message. Let me hear.
Social
Services
worker
the
up here.
whole area.
Social work up here have a large workload too, up here. But so
Maybe
Jamaica
about
the worst.
maybe about 15, 20 people.
Yeah. And then ball. Social work up here cry all the time. You hear them cry, they do them spread them out thin. We see that
Yeah.
Jamaica? Social work up here so them cry.
That's
One
why
person for the whole parish.
that's why in Jamaica we look at social worker as like what do you usually call it? Arms out? Like poor relief. Poor relief. They look at social worker as the poor relief officer because social things is not on on the agenda of government,
No, no,
unfortunately.
no, no.
So you don't have people in charge of that. So when we have one social worker in charge of the whole area, they call him social relief officer.
We're not used to certain things, Ev. We're not used to certain
Correct.
things.
Carlector said her kids get help 3,000 a year for toys. Let me put this over here. For toy, clothes, and things. Kids want plus free daycare, free devices. Some go public school. Oh, that she's talking overseas. Yeah, the people with disability overseas are treated very, very well, and the government pay a lot of money to people to take care of people who are disabled. If you were to foster care, I don't know if you know this, Carlos. If you were to foster care a disabled child, you get a lot more money than if you were to foster care a normal child.
Yeah, I was a foster parent too, Ev. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Yes. I have up to 6 kids at my house one time. I was a foster parent, and we get a regular kid and stuff like that. Look, some have behavior problem, but the money I get is not, and that because I never get those type of disabled kids with disability. But the money I was getting wasn't enough to take care of my house, my brand new house and stuff like that. It was more
Right.
work than anything, but we do it for the love. I love kids and them thing there. So me go to classes and me learn and me get my certificate them and stuff like that. And so
Um, what is Colleen saying here about parents can get back their money that they spend on child back monthly if you if you spend your money you send the paperwork they
that is
refund it
Canada.
back.
It said can. I think they want to put can. Parents can get back their money, monthly money. That is Canada. So if you spend the money for the kids, if out of your pocket, you get your money back, right? Spend on
Mhm,
the
mhm.
child back monthly. If you
No, but she
spend,
was saying in Jamaica people don't have work and they're not paying income tax, so they can't get back their money. But let me tell you
uh,
something.
no people pay
Anybody in
tax every time
Jamaica
they
can
spend
pay.
family. Every
Do you
time you
know
buy
that
something, everybody pay tax in Jamaica. Everybody.
no,
You
they
buy
pay
something, you pay tax.
GCT, but they're not filing taxes. But anybody can file their tax, just like they do it here. Anybody can. People are just not encouraged to, unless
But
you
me
have a
me
business.
Collector, right in a sense, But me ask a question, Ev. Talk about taxes. How will we start? How
To file
will
our
we ever
taxes,
start collecting taxes from people? We don't have address. I mean, how do we start collecting tax from Jamaican people? We don't have no job. Who give you people them job? I mean, come on now. The
make
infrastructure. Let's
it
look.
make it mandatory. We like to copy things from overseas. Make it mandatory.
So the
People,
people who
they
get back tax.
file.
Now hold on.
All right.
Look, with all due respect, me not just about Jamaican politicians begin about the back tax return. It not gonna work,
No, no, no,
someone. We
no,
have to have
no.
the system
No.
clean.
When I was in Jamaica and I worked like office job, at some point of the year, around April, I think, or so, when it's tax time, coming out to that time, you would get back taxes. You never hear about it? You get back pay, or you not back pay. Back pay is different, but you could get back tax. Like they collected too much tax out of your paycheck, and you can get it back. But this is not something that you personally file for. It's the company usually give it back to you. I don't know
Them
how
people,
that
they
works.
think they never know and just give it back. That's all.
I don't
They
know.
honest.
I don't know. I don't know if it's when they get audited or what, but they
And
would
that
give you back
happened.
some money to say they took too much taxes from you. But you can file your tax as a regular resident, like you do here.
But now I do that if a Jamaica I talk about, Man go buy two goat and go sell a market. Man go buy and sell goat. You have to the farmer
Not
don't
paying
so sell the
tax
food
you.
on market. Jennifer will look bar down a corner down there. So I mean look taxi man the house look taxi run robot.
That is his
But
taxes. Then
I
his
mean I don't
color.
know that can work. We have to come with something
That's his
different.
that's his tax return when he kills his goat
You
or
know, we have
cow.
to come with a different. We have to come with a different solution, so the tax can be extracted from the people, like the GCT. That's why everybody pay tax out there. Everybody
Yeah,
pay taxes.
yeah. If Carlos kills me, yeah. Um, yeah. So, what kind of other disability can we come up with?
One people. What about
Any other
one? What about one people? What about one?
um
A man have a
people
limb,
with
lost a limb.
amputation?
Yes. What about we
Mm-hmm.
call them one? In a Jamaican term, we call them one. If a man have one eye, we call people from overseas. Let me tell you something about Jamaican people. And they don't mean nothing bad. And even the man who is have the disability would answer them. If I lost my hand right now and I have one and a half hand, and I go to Jamaica, they will call me Wani. Biggest people, I would not tell you no lie. If I lost my leg, my people from overseas, I don't know. That's a culture. I go to Jamaica now, last one of my leg, I don't have a knob. They will call me Wani. Why? And it just Jamaica love to
I
give
don't,
joke.
and you're not offended, or
No, we're
or
not
they call
offended.
you,
No, we're
or
not.
they would
The
call you
person with disability.
one foot one foot Carlos.
No, no, we're
they
not
would
offended.
they
You're
would
not
literally
offended,
call you
family.
1 foot Carlos.
1 foot Carlos. Which Carlos? No 1 foot Carlos, man. Yeah, man, 1 foot Carlos, man,
Yes.
don't talk. Yes,
Or
so
or
that's the thing some people don't understand about Jamaican people. And when we tell
or
people that up here, they laugh. They say you guys are
no, no, no.
crazy.
They would be so offended here. They
Yeah,
would take
they
it
say you guys
worse
are
than
crazy.
that.
If you do that here, if you do
Mhm.
that here to people, you lose a job. People, you lose
Mhm.
friends. It's serious thing, family. You cannot do that here
Discrimination.
again. No, no, you cannot make joke. I
They
do
would call you
something.
Finhan Ivadni or Wanya Ivadni or Cyclops.
Finn and
Lose
Brenda
one of
from
your
Nakia.
eye. Lose
Everybody
one of
know
your
Finn and
eye.
Brenda. It's a staple name in my community. They
And
call her Finn and Brenda.
nobody would be offended by you saying that. But in cultures like these nowadays, you can't say that.
You cannot do that,
Um,
family.
mm-mm. Any other disability we can think about?
For the comment section, one there.
Any other disability? We went through blindness, hearing impaired, speech impediment where you can't talk properly. Um, what else? Losing a limb. So all of these are your brain. I mean, you could have learning disability or cognitive. You could have cognitive disability. Your brain just not wired properly, you know. And how do we treat these people? Do we treat them as human beings? Do we look at them as our equal? Do we
They
help
should
them
be
when we see
treated
them
as
on the
human
street?
beings. They must be treated as human beings. That's what that's what I say. We need to start focus on these people. A lot of these people are beautiful people. A lot of these people can do anything like any one of us. A lot of us are better. You know, if them
Yes,
get help, come on and step up
yes,
and come up, come on,
yeah.
us. Start coming to
Some,
the fair, the Christmas
yeah,
parties, and
bring them out. Bring them out. You
you
take them
know,
out for a walk too. Take them out, let them get sunlight. That's important. Somebody had said earlier in the chat that ask if bad mind is a disability. That she was just asking.
yes,
Carlos,
yes.
is
I
bad
want to do one.
is bad mind a disability?
I mean,
Carlos?
the piece of, look, you know, when I think saying that the book, you know, but the piece of disability, you know, you know, you know, disability, man. You
Somebody
know,
said is bad mind a disability. You people are something else. Yeah.
disability,
But
man. And some people full of
but
bad mind, Ev. Yeah,
yeah.
man. Some people full of bad mind, man, and then I let it go and they just feel say them can't get the same thing where you get to. Them feel say must bad mind you. Them feel say them not
Yeah.
gonna make it. And the feel say oh God, they must have it. Me don't know. Me just can't cipher that
We
for them, man.
can be happy for each other or
No,
can
can't be happy
support
for each
each
other.
other.
You know, if
We
get a
can,
house, I say Carlos, me get a house. So what if it nice as if to her back me no know she get money for buying a house. Otherwise she get money and that this and that.
yeah.
And people class and
No,
laughing at teeth before you.
Carlos, I wonder who I cry for that.
Is what I say.
I wonder who I cry for that or how much or if our back bruise off.
Yes,
You know?
people, you know, not
Oh,
everybody used to laugh with you either. Is a smile. Some laugh come just consider it as a dog. A dog laugh before you bite, you know. No laugh, dog, a
Lolo,
laugh. I don't ever
Lolo
laugh.
say, no, no.
I don't ever
Carl,
laugh. I could laugh. You know.
Lolo say cast eye. So I don't even know what's the best or most appropriate term
Hold
for
on.
those things.
Hold on there. Who still is a car size a disability? Who tells a man can't see straight?
Lolo said
You,
it.
you ever ask a car size person if they can't see straight?
They
Anybody?
can see. They can see.
Okay. Me never see one man with a car size problem, brother. I know so
Their
God make
eyes,
it.
they can see. Their eyes are just like set in a different direction, but they can see.
He just needs a
And
little cosmetic fix. A cosmetic fix in him need. That's a little cosmetic
Finesse,
fix.
Finesse said it's not a disability, it's a disease.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yes,
okay.
because
What,
having
what
what
kind
we
of
call
disease is that?
cast eye doesn't mean that you're losing vision. It's
No,
just that your eyes.
me know them car size people. They never have a
Mm,
problem.
okay.
They look like they have extra vision more than everything else because he looking here and looking there. So me not sitting around with them. They are
At
bridging up
Jamaica,
car size.
you know, in
Yeah, they are
Jamaica,
bridging up car size.
we used to say that them a look a bush.
Yeah, and we
You ever
disrespect
hear that
them.
term, Carlos?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
we
We
used to say them a
there's
look
a
a bush.
Jamaica family. That's how we treat people with disability. We make fun of everything. And some of these people, they answer. They'll answer to you. If you call to them, they'll answer to like a bright Sunday morning. How you doing, Carlos? Wagwan Wani. Wagwan Carlos. Just like that. Wagwan man have one eye. Hey Wagwan. Hey Wani, good morning. Hi Carlos, good morning. How's your family? Just like that,
Oh,
people. Jamaica people take
yeah,
it.
yeah. So Lolo said she was just thinking about how people criticize them. Yeah, Lolo, and it's the same thing that would happen with someone who like has polio and walks with a limp or something like that. I think that's a disability. But you know, they could criticize them and laugh and mock them just the same too, because they could call them all kind of names because they kind of limp and drop kind of thing. So those are things, and people could get that too from accidents. They could have an accident and something break and wasn't fixed back properly. You know, it doesn't have to be polio or someone is saying they could get that from stroke also, right? So all
Yeah.
these things we have to deal with in the community. But let us think about these people as our equal and show them love and kindness when we see them. Yvonne said, unfortunately, some of these individuals are cast aside, institutionalized. I think that makes the situation worse.
For real. That's true.
Nelson says, when you have stroke, you need. I think she was going to say early rehabilitation. Lolo said we just need to love people.
That's
Yeah,
really love.
yeah,
Regardless. Because
yeah,
you know what? Today I
yeah.
saw a picture of a friend of mine. We used to drive taxi at Kilmarnock, named Jimmy. I think something happened to Jimmy. I forgot. So Jimmy, something's wrong with Jimmy. You know, Jimmy used to drive taxi from Kilmarnock.
No.
Cheetah. I think it's Cheetah's son. And like something happened to Jimmy and his brother sent me a picture of him. Jimmy looked so different, and everybody is a loved guy. Whatever happened to Jimmy, me don't know. But he's up. But like something, me don't know. We forgot what my brother's happened to him. But like my family, anyone away can be here. Look on Devon Morgan. He's a mental disability. You know, we know him, a good man with his wife and family, drive bus got town. The man gets sick, family. So these things we must use, take sleep and mark death. It happened to them people, that it can happen
Can
to you.
happen to anybody.
Anybody, family.
You can go off at any time. Something could affect you that badly that just sends you over the hill.
People are
Anytime.
sick is a sickness, family. It's not a man go pick on something on himself. So next time we see a young man out there start walking, start looking off, him not taking care of himself anymore, try to intervene and find out what's going on with him. A man when you know you start cut him here and look clean and stuff, and you know, try to find out what's going on, start talking to himself, and this looking at space and all this thing. Try get closer to him. You know,
sitting down and shop pays or not sitting down and shop pays or not bathing, not changing their clothes. Something is wrong. It's not
what
normal.
we do is throw water upon them, Ev. We'd rather throw it. Boy, move first or go beat, boy. Move! You dirty boy. You know, say, you're going like you're mad, not doing no boy. You know, say, if you move from your boy, if you move up from boy, and boy. We don't want no mad man boy. How many times you hear when I talk like that at Jamaica? Treat another human like that. Me see this in my own eyes.
And some of these people go off at a very young age. It doesn't have to be an old person. It could be someone pretty young with mental disability or something like that. So it could happen to your brother, could happen to your sister, could happen to your niece, to your nephew. Anybody close to you it could happen to. And it could happen to you. So be kind.
Me probably mad too, I mean I know. I don't know so Carlos I'm mad. Because I'm telling you I'm mad sometimes. so when we start I can certain way don't wake me up people, you know what I say? Treat me good.
Right.
Boy.
Anything else that you want to talk about, Carlos?
What can we talk about right now? Well, a lot of stuff to talk about. What guys, what let me ask the people I'm right here, what you guys would like us to talk about? Because some guys looking right now. What do you guys would like us to talk about? You know, Carlos, a chatterbox. What do you guys would like us to talk about? Lolo Lewis in the comment section.
Someone here says that Jamaicans don't respect old. I'm talking from experience, which means that they're not respecting the elderly enough. Is that a big problem that we're having in the community?
Well, more and more now so than before. No so than before. First time you have to respect them. You know that already. You can't in a bus stop and hug up and see no big man a pass and them. No. Them a boy nowadays and I broke up on them now and them girl in a bus stop and hug up. They want to do everything before big people face. Have to come out of the bus stop the way the little boy them are going. I really talk I make first time if you know. Say if you get your tail wet a road and you go and get your tail wet too. So you understand this where Jamaica come from? An adult will beat your road. And when you go home, you get another set of beating for your family if you misbehave a road. So Jamaica come from. When we go to school at Jamaica, you have a little girlfriend, me and a bus stop, and a little girlfriend, and sneak a little kiss and a little touch up and a little thing there. You know, you're young, I think you're old. You see big people come, what we do? Broke up and gone like nothing now go on. And you break that up.
Right.
The big people are come. You
No,
know?
no, no, they don't care.
No, man.
Um, Somebody here mentioned that we could talk about kids safety. I know that's one of your things that you talk about a lot, Carlos. The kids
Yeah.
that are going missing in Jamaica and how we can keep our kids safe.
And the child abuse, all type of abuse, going to kids and way. And that's again, at the infrastructure. You understand me? We, the attention and the floodlights need to turn on when it come to the kids them. Me not see it, Ev. Me not see it. You still got Jamaica, you man, I beat the hell out of them picnic. Me not see it. you know, me not see it. You still got this big man. I try and look a little girl. Me not see it. We will be
No, no.
serious. And we as a people, my mind need to be changed to Ev. Because how much time we
Yeah,
there, Jamaica? We could talk about sexual abuse. How much time we
yeah.
there,
That's
Jamaica?
a big
You say
issue.
big.
That's a big, 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 big problem.
Yeah. How much time
The
we there out there, Jamaica?
molestation
You're far
of
somewhere.
of young girls, you know, bigger men coming on to them because they know they need money. Mostly because their parents are poor, so they need somebody to give them money to go do their hair and they buy them fancy clothes and big lunch or pick them up in the car,
Hmm.
give them a ride, so they go astray.
So me think it's supposed to we as a people we need education because the population mind need to be changed. Because I will look at these things, too bad away much, That's Jamaican, And some people attack. Because we still have big man a drive a little girl in a car gone on so. School there so. And big man a little girl gone so.
A
We still
married
have
man
big
I
man a
pick up
drive a
a
little girl
married
and
man I pick up big grab up married man I pick up school girl at school gate.
And the thing about it, the sad thing about it, if nobody's calling them out, yo, Lord, you could pick them alone, man. How are you? You understand me? You still have big man, be big. For sure, it's normalized and it's like in a bad way. You come in a room or in a bus stop and stuff and see a big man and a schoolers in a certain position. You know, say something or not, something not right or so. You think nobody will call the police? Have you ever seen that in Jamaica? Have you ever seen a big man, nobody call the police and a man a carry a little school girl at this big old empty bus? We see that all the time in Jamaica. The school and the picnic live so. But them I go so heavy evening. I go wherever them I go.
Right.
Because
Um. Go ahead.
we need education and we need to refocus. We need
Right.
education.
We need to point out what is wrong, and people need to be sensitized about what is really, really wrong behavior. Like big men, you have a girl, she's 12-year old, but she's with a 20-odd-year-old guy. That's wrong, you know? And if some mother is the cause of their missing children. Colleen, I wonder why you said that. Tell me what context you're saying that in, where you're coming from with that the mother is the cause of it. Um, I'd like to hear which angle you're coming from with that. Carlos, what role do you think the mother is playing this?
If it's a good question that, Because some of them mother will sell out them kid for 2 bulla and a piece of pear, They will sell them kid if them can put them kid out a road, go and sell them kid to months. Because none of them kid are just a piggy bank to them parents, How much parents know a Jamaica, see a Jamaica to sell out them picnic. So we don't put nothing past them parents, If you can sell out the picnic for 2 man a road, for man saka them for make money, why else you wouldn't do to your picnic for money? Your picnic just come here for be a bank account to you and a piggy bank. So that question is valid. And we need to look at that era too. I don't it's nothing wrong if police pick the missing and police start question parents. Valid question. Some of the parents are hard calling her Ev.
The woman knows their child is being molested and they do nothing because they are benefiting from it. It is so sad, says Lolo. So first of all, where molestation is taking place, I think we should be sensitized that the teacher, the doctor, the nurse, the school nurse, whoever is seeing this, the pastor, other parents, they should be reporting this and something should be done.
Look, the other day, I see comments on social media like, It's happening because the parents, like when a young girl get pregnant, why does young girl hide the stomach? Why whoever do it don't go to jail, right? We see some people we see people write the comment section and say, it's the parents. The parents hide it and it's dead. Look here. But it's the child still go to the clinic for prenatal care. She still got to get for prenatal care, right? So
And nobody does anything.
the system, you understand the system? The nurse is supposed to be working with the police, nurse and teacher. They're supposed to work together.
Right.
See something, say something, call the authorities. A little girl look at come pregnant, you call the authorities because out of sight.
Yeah.
It all go back to this Eve. It's normalized because when we walk, I will see a big man in the bus stop with a little picnic. We not say nothing to them.
Nobody
it's our
saying.
culture. All of understand saying our culture.
And that is how we're gonna correct it. If everybody is going to be police this from top down, the government has to make it clear that this is against the law and people should be reported and put in jail, whether they're politicians or they're prominent person in the society, because some big professional men get involved in these things. So we have to make it clear from top down that this is wrong. And if a teacher sees this and doesn't report it, then that teacher is to get in trouble. If a doctor attends to that patient and didn't report it, that doctor is to get in trouble. If they go to the hospital and that baby is delivered and the nurse realize what's going on, that person needs to be in trouble if they're not reporting.
First of all, I think if, as you said, they need to take this serious. The people, the lawmakers, the people up top who are running the country, right? For them to take it serious and for me to think that they are doing something, they would have to change the age of consent from 16 to 18. Do you understand me? You can't tell me, say, my 16-year-old girl, my 16-year-old daughter, she get consent. She don't get consent to vote. No consent to buy alcohol. No consent to drive. No consent to sign no documents. The parents still have to be there with you. But you want to, why she don't get consent for all of that? Answer my question, F. Why your child don't get consent to drive, driver's license, vote, drink alcohol, smoke weed, or whatever done that so? Why she don't get consent for those, F? Because her brain already yet. She's too young, right? But the most dangerous out of all of these is sex. But Jamaican lawmaker, I think that is something, some law that has been there from colonial days. Do you understand me? That was still a cherish and a nourish right now, because I heard it was a law than that. So who you think could have make up them a liar? Want some rapist lawmaker who look on the youth them boy and lick them chaps off of people look a picnic? Think about what I said to you a while ago. Your 16-year-old cannot vote, cannot drive, she cannot work. She don't get consent to work around here. But she get consent to me. I send her to school. But my child who's 16-year-old, she can sleep out tonight. She can't even get pregnant. She can't sleep out with a 50-year-old man. And there's nothing that 50-year-old man cannot go to jail. That's the, you understand me? So that way, so I look at it, pedophiles are more get protected more than the victim of Jamaica. Pedophiles love that. Them love them young. So because 16 is so close to 15 and 14, why not go to 12 too?
Okay, so Fabian Reed here is saying we are all bound by law to report these incidents. If it can be proven that you have knowledge and then report it, then you can get up to 3 years imprisonment. Where is that, Fabian?
Where is that? Not my senator. Is that Canada? Wait, Colleen. Which part that? Which wait?
That's not Colleen. That's Fabian. Where is that?
And 3 years, you know what? The time, the sentence, sound about right, but where's? Because they're crying like that, they get 3 years. Tell me where, family. We're learning. We are learning.
Colleen says, if I can remember one thing I saw, must be one time I saw something happen in my community and I called and reported. And when I did, so the police tell the person who called and report them, and also the police call and tell the person who report them, and they take 1 year to come back and tell me to be careful of police. And from that, I see her blind and deaf. I see here blind and deaf.
Exactly. Exactly. You can't tell Jamaican police, your sister. Who is going? Let me ask you a question now. Who you think gonna call if nobody? You see, I'm out some out of pocket. You think I'm gonna call the police if they're not gonna do it? Which police?
Wow.
Where? What police?
Wow.
No, man, the system not set up like that at Jamaica, man. I'm telling you, them have to come down serious. It's a
Oh,
joke.
Fabian said it's this in Jamaica. The Child Care and Protection Act makes provision for that. And that's kind of like a joke because people don't
You
even
can
know
put in
that that
paper.
is so. Nobody enforce that.
No, no, man. Come on, man. No, man. No,
No,
you know what?
nobody. It might be so, but it's not enforced. And what good is it to be on the book and it's not enforced when children are going missing every day? Children are being abused every day, and it's just crazy. If such a strong law is on the book, why is it not imposed?
So, so,
Polly,
so what Fabian said, Fabian said, I mean, just read him stuff. So Fabian said, if you know about it and don't report it, so if me see, so like the mother know that our child is getting abused and she don't know
or the
about it,
teacher, or
she
the
can get
nurse, or
2 years.
somebody.
That is not
Yeah.
harsh punishment. That's not harsh. That's not harsh punishment. Me feel say if you know, say so if this is in the book, Fabian, because you know, say if a person knows say your child is being abused, you want to tell me say if you mash up a child for life, just 3 years you have to get.
But
What
at
kind
least
of
it's
deterrent that is?
something. In
Hmm?
Canada, yes, you get locked up the same day if you know and no report. Yvonne says New York City schools are teachers are trained to look um trained to that New York City teachers are trained to look for child abuse and report it to the proper authority. Um,
Yes. Yes, teachers are here. Mandated reporters. That's what it's called.
oh,
Mandated reporters.
Carlet says Jamaica needs a Me Too movement.
Hold on, we could talk about that now. Well,
Ah,
what I want to touch on that. That's a good topic right there. Maybe pivot to this. Recently, we see some artists in Jamaica, female artists, making allegations,
mhm,
coming out with them stories. They didn't no call no name and stuff like that. But you see them coming out talking about stuff that happened to them in the past. You know, I
mhm,
think it's a good moment for Jamaica for us to start. Is shed a spotlight. Even though I would say, even though the artists them come out and some of them did not call on the name, some people are say
mhm,
call him, call him, call him. But for whatever reason they did not call on him, it's still good family because it's tore up a conversation on social media, a conversation we should have long time. And there's
mhm,
no better set of people in my country to start a conversation like this more than the stars we look up to. Them
mhm,
celebrities in
mhm,
Jamaica, the artists, them dancehall
mhm,
artists. There's no
mhm,
set of group of women. It's
mhm.
best to bring up a conversation like this. That's what we see going on right now. I hope it's a come to Jesus moment because we see more Jamaican having talks about this. But hope it don't die
People
down.
people need to tell the stories. Tell the stories. People are so quiet and hushing so much pain and all kind of things. Tell the stories. I
What I believe,
totally believe in the stories, the voice. The ladies in Jamaica need to find their voices. Ashanti is here. Welcome, Ashanti. She said she came home late from work. Good night, everyone. Just joining. Welcome, darling. I know you're very busy. Yes, the ladies need to find their voices.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Because we if you think they should call names,
of course, and if they don't talk, this thing will continue. It will continue because we're hiding and we're protecting. So people will always feel that they can still do it and get away with it. There has
you're
to
right
be a
about
point
that.
where we nip it in the bud.
Just cut it out, cut out, go to the juggler. We always cut off ankle and it grow back again. We need to go to the juggler. Cut off the head off of the snake. Now, I believe they should come out with a name. And
Yeah, they should.
I believe them should call name. I may have my reason for that. Because these women claim that they don't want to call name because they are scared, right? That's why they didn't call a name. So we don't know the perpetrator, right? So you didn't bring him out to call a name. So imagine if the perpetrator is a dangerous person, according to how the victim try to bring them, make them to be right, make them out to be right, because according to the victim, the perpetrator, the man, the abuser, is somebody who them fear. That's why they didn't want to come out to the name. But the abuser is still alive, and the abuser is listening. So what if the abuser ears antenna and ears are go up so, and my listen say the girl I call name, and the abuser think that you freak out, and one day you might call him name. There's a great chance the abuser, me just say in my spirit, in my head. What if the abuser decides they want to get rid of you, so you don't really come out and call him name, and you never call him name? You just said this happened to you. Do you understand what I say? So if you come out and call the abuser name, there's a less chance that the abuser will come close to you. Because the abuser knows it. If you hurt a strand here upon your head, if anything should happen to you, ring an uncle, him or her do it. The abuser will see upon the right and go upon the left. Because the abuser knows the whole world I look out for the abuser, or him come all of them where they come for you. So you still can get hurt.
So do we just leave it? Do we just leave them where they are to continue to hurt more young people because you're afraid to speak up?
I think they should come out and even call him. If it should ask me, because nobody believes I do something. Me I come out and I call him. Me I come out and call him. I mean, proof. Me I come out and call him. Because if me afraid of you, and you do me something, Ev, what me gonna call a name for? You know, see like I do me something, because you know what you do me, you know.
Corlickton Nelson says yes, call names. You say him go a church, we kids in church too, because them always a go for the children. Yeah. They need to call the name.
Yeah, that's
can you imagine like a pastor abusing kids in church, or a priest, and nobody's talking? They're talking that there was abuse, but they're not talking who. How many other kids are getting abused at that same time when you're hiding that?
Yep, it's dangerous. Because you know the man who want to hurt other people. But you know, me don't know what I call it, selfish. Me don't know, but I know that, you know, me don't want to beat up nobody. You know, because even though the victim never call on him, we're having this conversation right now. I'm gonna see the conversation is growing, it's growing, it's growing. A conversation we should have long time, but we don't know how far to go to Jamaica. Because you know Jamaica 9 days and next shiny object, and everybody are running down and forgot something like this. You know? But like I said, laws need to change from 16 to 18. Remember me I tell you that?
Right.
First step.
Okay. All right, guys. We've been at it for a while. Such a good opportunity we have here to be able to sit down as a community to talk about stuff, talk about real issues that's affecting real people. You know, we talk about the need to protect yourself from this virus that's around. We talk about disability, because this is Disability Month in Jamaica. We talk about all the people around us that are dying, and how we, you know, the condolences to the family, and we wish that, you know, we could stop it. But if we even can't stop it, let's try to protect ourselves, because by protecting ourselves, we protect the neighbor, the person in our household, right? And to be vigilant. We also spoke about what kind of disabilities there are and how we treat each other, especially when we have disability. Do we love on them? Do we treat them good? We came upon information that there is someone in our community who is having a real hard time with a child who is who has disability, and so she has to be carrying that child on her back. And we are appealing to the community for whatever you can do to get a wheelchair to this young lady or this woman, so that, you know, it can alleviate her pain, because sooner or later she's going to have issue with her back. And we spoke also about child abuse, right? What else did we talk about before child abuse?
We talk about all kind of stuff. Disability. We talk about the virus and the division. We've been divided. That's the first thing we talk about during this time. And people are go out. You take it, it's tough for me not take it. So you're not coming to my party today and don't come back. We're a friend, but look, you cannot come to my house until you do the thing just like me and all this stuff. So it's bringing division. Some people say, we not take it, you're crazy. You know, say Babylon get you. You say I worship the mark of the beast, you're a fool. I mean, you're all different discussion.
When you're dead, when you're dead, what happened? Who gets you?
So yeah, you're kind of discussion.
Babylon plus the devil.
The Babylon, you say if anything happen to you, say if anything happen to you, me not bury you know. Me are type of argument. So there's a lot of division.
Colleen is saying that Carlos, you didn't answer her question. Which question
one?
Is that?
Which one?
You know, call no name. Come public, go council and say talk so that the confidential. Yes. Let me see if I can find Colleen. So Carlos, when you call name, who protects them?
Well, so I just believe so. You know what? We know I'm going to this conversation now because if I go to this conversation, I might hurt people's feelings and stuff. So I'm just leave it alone. Me just tell you how I feel, family. How I would feel personally. I would call name. And I think the victim should call the name because if you can dead, then you can dead, right? Then you can dead see when you call a name. You don't think so the man will do it to them. I listen right now and say, I want a girl there. You know, you're the girl, yo, man, the girl calling him, brother. Mind the girl calling there. You're the girl upon internet I talk about when they beat her back in the days there, brother. Yo, man, you're the girl up there, man. I bring the thing back up, man. I pay off the girl already. Yo, brother, brother, to me, the victim is safer. You call out the man name. Cause you know, say if you lose a eyelash, I him do it. So him see when I tell him, yo man, yo, don't bother with that man. You come
but
there
you
one.
also protecting other potential victims.
Yes, I just some feel family. Me now beat the people them who did not come out family because that's why we're having this conversation and they did not even call a name. Do you understand what I'm saying? Then artists didn't call her name, you know. It's one person call her name is that Asian lady. She's the only person who called her name, but the artists them did not call her name. But we welcome the conversation. That's why we're having this discussion.
Right. So those of you who are here, let us hear what you think about the conversation. Is this something we should have once in a while? I can't promise you every week, but is this something that you welcome? Just talk about just general issues around the community. Let me know in the chat what you think. And it was so nice having you, Carlos. I know you're very busy and all over the place, but it's nice for you to check in once in a while.
It's a blessing to check in. It's a blessing to check in, family. Yeah.
One person says yes.
It's a blessing.
Nelson says yes. Let me hear from you guys. Do you like this program? Do you this chat where we just not interviewing anybody in particular, but just having a heart-to-heart talk with the community? Is it something that we should do on a regular basis? Carlos, I forgot you just said you think you are bipolar. I rest my case. He said he doesn't know if he is, right? Carlos, did you say you're bipolar?
No, I say I'm a madman. Yep, me can't that too. They say me a Gemini, me a two person. Look at that might be not me too. I'm a Gemini. So they say me a two split personality. So probably a madman, I don't even know. You know, I'm in a jail. You know, I'm still all right. I'm gonna punch the hole in the wall and beat up my house and all this nonsense. No matter how mad I get.
Okay. I'm waiting to hear from the other people in the group, in the chat. Do you think that this is a valuable thing to do to have this conversation? As we wrap up here, Carlos, can you give us another song before we go? And guys, just go ahead and type in the chat your final word.
Yeah, man. Final word, people. What do you have to say? Very important, my friend.
Fabian said if we could reach out to someone in authority to be part of this discussion. Yeah, I would love to reach out to a social worker. Colleen says it's very interesting.
Or a politician in power right now because of them can't carry the message back to the hive. And make the queen bee know say the boss, the king bee know say, you know, what we're talking about over here. Because some things have to change in the F. As you can see, the world is changing, the youth are getting wiser, even we are getting smart as old as we be, and the more gray hair we get, and the more wiser we get wiser. So we can't afford not to bring up these stuff and make the little picking them come struggle and go into the same stuff we will go through. No man, you know, that's amusement platform for make nice and beat up all I and I pay pan me knock up and make nice up here. So anyway, people can leave it a song. And all these songs, people are Jamaican Carlos' songs. So them are on iTunes, right?
Yes, so these are all the songs that you heard here. They're on Carlos Music, and you can go on iTunes, Jamaica Carlos, on YouTube, and look for them, and all music platforms. You have them, right? Because these are
online storage. So I'm gonna go buy a song or two.
Yeah.
All right, people.
Stay safe, stay positive. From Canada, our police officers from in the community to hear them opinion. Oh, they said they could ask police officers to come on and hear their opinion. Yeah, we could certainly.
I would love to hear of the police. We love police, you know. When me the young men, I love police because they used to bother me too much. But they say, all I know, me can't run fast no more, so me have to friend up the police them. No, me love police because me a family member of police, me a friend with on police. And me love the job what they do. And for us, especially returning residents, we need the police. What we gonna do?
Yeah.
We need the police. Right. Love the police.
All right. So let's hear that music to wrap up, guys. That's it from us. Carlos is gonna take us out of here with some music. Thank you for watching. Jamaica Carlos, thank you.
Love you guys.
There's nothing in this world we're moving to see right now. We're moving to baby.
True love won't let us down, family.
Girl, I'm so lost and I can't be found. True love won't let us down. I'm all alone when you're not around. True love won't let us down. When you're not around, I wear a frown. True love won't let us down. When you're around, my love come down. True love won't let us down. This is the issue. Woman, I miss you. Girl, I want to kiss you. Me have to reminisce you. Loneliness me can't resist you. Girl, I never miss you. I am running out of tissue. Girl, I want to be with you. No, girl, I'm so lost and I can't be found. True love won't let us down. I'm all alone when you're not around. True love won't let us down. When you're not around, I wear a frown. True love won't let us down. When you're around, my love come down. True love won't let us down. Me all out until me vice force. This time around, yeah, me see you more. Girl, you have the head that spin like a bicycle spokes. Follow you on social media, checking out your posts, checking out the messages and me vice note. It coming between nothing like we take a boat. Don't be in me and grab me passport and grab me coat and me heading to the airport. Girl, I'm so lost and I can't be found. True love won't let us down. I'm all alone when you're not around. True love won't let us down. When you're not around, I will. True love won't let us down. When you're around, my love come down. True love won't let us down. When you put everything composed. Make it a over, make it a dozen roast. Champagne and chocolate to set the mood, the eggs and then make me pants on want to explode. When me reach at the door, everything exposed. Like sexy pose, you know I'm on the clothes. So me kiss up on a lip, on a nose. Don't cut off before the door close. Girl, I'm so lost and I can't be found. True love won't let us down. I'm all alone when you're not around. True love won't let us down. When you're not around.
Yes, family. Check it out on iTunes.
Says grab, pull up. All right, guys. That's we talk, right? Bye, everyone. Bye. Good night. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Out there.